Hole by hole breakdowns for Bethpage Black with the Ryder Cup. Let's nerd out. Spoiler alert, all the fairways are narrow. How is this hole going to be won? I think this is going to be won with birdie. I think this tee shot, you can take this corner. The longer hitters are going to take it over here. Shorter hitters are probably going to end up in this area, but they're both going to have a wedge in hand. This green it's not wide. It's just not wide. Everything kind of feeds in this area. I think it's going to be gettable. I really think this hole will be won with a birdie. Hole 2, I also think will be won with a birdie. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed with birdies. Not a very long hole. I would imagine they're going to end up in this area. This is an uphill second shot. It's about 20-30 feet uphill. Definitely think they can navigate that. If the pin's tucked over this bunker, I think it'd be really hard to get at. But if it's anywhere else, I think they're going to have a really good shot at birdie. Hole 3, I think this is going to be won with pars more likely than birdies. I think you'll probably see a birdie or two, but this is an insane green. Anything over on this right side is death. I mean, honestly, if you miss the green here and you're not like short right, you're probably punching air. I mean, look at this green. It's just like, it's thin, it's small, it's 230 out. I mean, this is crazy. If someone misses big on this side, we might see a very big number and maybe a win with a bogey or par. I think this hole is going to be pushed with birdies, and I think if it's won, it's obviously with the birdie. Don't know if we'll see an eagle, but I'd be very surprised. It's a narrow fairway. You don't want to be in the bunker. I would say it's not death being in the bunker, because then you can just lay up. You're gonna have to lay up to here, or even to here is not terrible. You can get there. The second shot is actually 40 feet uphill. If you go long or left here, it's death. It's just death. But as long as I miss right in this area, which is where I suspect you'll see a lot of people missing, is in this area. This chip on is pretty straightforward. As long as you're on that right side, it's an easier chip. 5 is a pretty tough hole. The second shot is uphill. It's uphill about 25-30 feet, depending where you are on the fairway. So this green is small. This green's kind of crazy. These are way more gettable. This area is not super gettable because of the defenses and the fact that it's uphill. Once again, if you miss this green long, it's not an easy up and down because everything just runs away from you. And I imagine these greens are going to be very slick. I think it's split 50-50, one with a par, one with a birdie. This hole will be won with birdie. This is one of the more simple holes. Big hitters are going to be able to take a draw or hit it high enough to clear these trees on the tee box over in this area. This second shot's downhill. If they hit it 304 and they have 109 in, it's going to play probably like 100 flat. Look at this green. It's not the craziest green, especially on this course. It's kind of a bowl. Pros with a wedge in their hand will handle this green a lot more than us normies. This hole is another par 5. Unless it's really windy, I'm going to say everyone's going to end up in this area. Although if you miss big right, you are dead. This box is probably one where they're going to be playing on. They have to play a cut, but most of them do. I think as long as they hit a decent drive, they're going to be able to easily get there in 2. If it's 1, it's probably going to be 1 because somebody messed up off the box green. It's kind of a bowl. As long as the pin is not, this would probably be the toughest area. I still think you're going to see plenty of birdies. I think you're going to see a lot of people just getting in on the middle in 2 and then 2 putting to where it's at. I actually think you might see an eagle on this hole just because they're going to probably have an iron in their hands on the second one unless there's a lot of wind. 8's downhill. It's downhill like 25-30 feet. This green is crazy. If the pin's back here, I think it's won with par. If it's down here, I think it's won with birdie. If they miss into this bunker, it's not easy. Especially if the pin's back here. If the pin's back here and they're chipping anywhere on this left side, they're not going to be able to get to this hole. This is so steep and it's just going to feed the ball down here. I think this hole is pushed more likely with par. If the pin's back here, it's going to be won with probably potentially par. If it's down here, I bet it wins with birdie. Hole 9, I think, is a tough, tricky tee shot. This area slopes right to left. So I think shorter hitters are going to end up in this area because actually clearing this is actually a little more difficult than it looks because there's actually a big old trees in these areas. So this area is like a true 315 carry. You have to fly those trees. They're probably going to have a 9-iron, 8-iron pitching wedge in their hands on the second shot. This green is not the craziest. If this hole is won, I think it's won with a birdie. I can see it maybe one with a par if somebody really messes up the tee box. This is one of those wider tee shots. It's still not wide. It is. You just got to hit a good tee shot. This hole more than likely is one maybe with a par. I think it's pushed probably with par. The green's not that crazy, but the second shot is long. They're going to be hitting like 8 to 7 iron into this green probably. Big guys might hit a 9. I think it could be birdied. If the pin is here or here, I think it's going to be pars. This area is just so crazy, and so is this area so well guarded with these bunkers. This bunker is actually like right over here if you just moved over. I'm going to lean par. It's probably going to be birdied by somebody, but I bet it's one with par more than it's one with birdie. 11, the second shot's at least, it's at least flat. I mean, look at this tee shot. This is similar tee shot to the last hole. It's narrow. This is very narrow. I think we'll see a big number because this green's also up. It's kind of up on a hill, and then the bunkers are really below it. I think this will be one with a birdie, but look at this green. Look at this green. Look at this green. It's insane. Look at it. It's teeny. If you hit it short, you're off the green, you're pitching it up. I don't think it's a crazy up and down, but the hardest pin, obviously, I think it's back here just because you have to navigate this landing area. And if the pin's here, you can just kind of run it into this, and then it will should feed closer to that area. A pro with a wedge, I think, would probably end up in this area pretty consistently, or land in this area consistently. This one's par 4. It's another 500-yard par 4. Don't get me wrong, it's still narrow, but it's a little bit more like you hit it in this area, and then you can hit it in the green. There's actually a little space on this side. It's rough, so if the rough is diabolical, then they're probably not going to be able to get there in 2. This green's also pretty tiered. I'd imagine this is just a push with a par. I think both people are like, unless someone's down horrendously, you hit it 320, you're gonna have 200-ish in. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is a push par. So this is a long hole, but I think people are gonna birdie it. As is tradition with this course, very tight tee shot. The second shot is kind of an interesting one. It's obviously a very small area, but there's a huge tree. This tree kind of protects this fairway right here. So if you hit it on this line, you're gonna hit this tree. This tree is really broad. I'd imagine you're going to see some people probably laying up under this tree to this area. But I think some of the bigger hitters, I mean, if they hit it 320 into this gap, they could probably hit a wood into this area, and there's a little room to the left. This green, not the most complicated green we've obviously seen so far. I think plenty of people are going to birdie this hole. A couple people are going to probably win with birdie, but I think it's going to be pretty gettable. This hole, oh my gosh. This hole is ridiculous. This green is insane. Note back here, this is like really thin fringe. The ball will roll off this green. And then let's take a look at this green. It's ridiculous. This green is so ridiculous. It's basically like a big ridge. If they put the pin over here, I mean, this green is teeny. It's like 3 really small greens. One really small green here, one really small green here, and one pretty small, oddly shaped green here. If you go long, it's such a tough chip. I honestly think this might get a few birdies. This is a push par for me based on how crazy this green is. 15. Oh my gosh, I remember 15. This looks relatively unassuming off the tee box. I think it's slightly downhill off the box. The second shot is like 40 feet uphill. This green is also an insane green, and if you miss long right, you are cooked. Yeah, you almost rather be in the bunker just so you can put it in these areas. If you end up back over here, it's so hard to chip. I honestly think this hole might be one of the toughest on the course. This might be one of the most tough approach shots on the course because of this green. I think this is push par. I would bet a lot of people are thinking, let's get a par, let's get to the next hole. If we see birdies, that's like, I feel like 1.5 shots gained. It's crazy. I mean, think of the nerves on these last 3 holes. You gotta be just ice cold. Like, this tee shot is super narrow. This is an insane approach shot. And then you just gotta have ice in the veins to hit this tee shot. 16's also, it's another 500 yarder. It's like 490, 500, but it plays probably like 460. It's downhill off the box by about 60 feet. And then the second shot in the green is also slightly downhill. So it's gonna play a little shorter. It's a really tight tee shot just because it's downhill. Whole green's kind of a weird bowl that kind of goes back to front. I think the pros are probably looking for a potential birdie if they can hit the fairway here. 17, I mean, these par 3s are diabolical. What a great stretch of holes, because I feel like 16 you can birdie, 17 somebody could make a huge number on 17. Obviously well defended, but look at this green. Look at this. Like, everything runs down to this pin down here. Like, this is teeny. It's like 210 uphill. Well guarded, obviously. Look at these bunkers. It's just like 2 thin, small greens. This green is not big. Pins down here, I think you might get lucky because you could throw a ball here and it get down here and you might get a birdie. I honestly think this is a push par. Like, I think if you get a par in this hole, you might win the hole with a par. It's just so tight. And this last hole is a really cool last hole. It's uphill back to the clubhouse, a very nerve-wracking tee shot. If you've gotten this far, you know you just got to hit a good tee shot. Second shot is gettable. I think the green is not the craziest. If the pin's over here, it's gonna be hard to get at, but if the pin's anywhere but this kind of general area, I think you'll see birdies. I think this is a really cool last hole because somebody can make a really big mistake on this hole and throw the hole. I can't wait to watch the Ryder Cup. It's like one of my favorite things in the world.